Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today is March 22nd, 2024, which marks the official release of the newest set in the Pokemon TCG, Temporal Forces. Now luckily, I got to open up this set a little bit early, and I've got to say there are so many beautiful cards in this set. I've absolutely enjoyed it. There are just so many amazing cards, and not even these illustration rares and special illustration rares, which are incredible and probably some of my favorites that I've seen, but even all the way down to the commons. Like, there are just so many beautiful cards, and I think Pokemon have done a really good job with putting more effort not only into their illustration rares and special illustration rares, but also into the commons as well. It's been an absolute joy opening up this set. And I know that they do come out in Japan a little bit early, so I may see some cards a little bit early, but usually I either forget what's in the set or I just haven't seen them because I've been trying to avoid spoilers a little bit. But thankfully, when opening up this set, I just didn't really know what to expect. I only remembered like a few cards, so going through the set like normal, I was just so surprised at so many of the beautiful cards in here, and it was really just a fun joy to open. And not only was it fun because of that, but also because this set marks the start of a new rotation in the Pokemon TCG. Now, of course, with rotation, we are going to be losing quite a few cards, but now with this set, they did include some cards as well to kind of make some changes in regards to that as well. For example, we are losing Battle VIP Pass, which was a great tool for a lot of players to use, but now we have Buddy Puffin to replace that, so it is still going to be a little bit different, but it is still very useful and kind of essentially its replacement. We are also getting A-Spec cards back as well, which I think is really interesting, and I think they are absolutely beautiful cards. They are only considered part of the main set. They aren't like any sort of extra set cards, but they are still really fun to see when you do open them. Now, I can't speak too much on the Pokemon TCG just because I am still a newbie at it, but I'm learning every day. I'm absolutely enjoying it, and honestly, it's made this set a lot more fun to open, with this being my first rotation to have to deal with that, and to think of like all these different cards I'm going to be getting and seeing how they're going to make an impact, since I'm going to be losing quite a few cards as well in a few of my decks. And also considering a lot of the new decks I'm wanting to make as well, so I think it's just made it a lot of fun, not only for collecting, but also for me playing as well. So in this series, Is One Case All It Takes, what I try to do is I open up a booster box case of the newest set that is released. And then going from box number 1 all the way to box number 6, I show you guys all of my pull rates going from the commons all the way to the gold cards, just so you guys can see the progression going from box 1 to box 6 and how well I pull. And with that, trying to answer the question, is one case all it takes to complete a master set? So with that, let's get into the video. Now, starting off with box number 1, I do only have a picture of the main pulls that I got, just because usually when I get a booster box case, even though I am doing this series, I do like to open up a box on my own just to be able to kind of enjoy it with myself, or if I open it up with a friend or anybody, it is just nice to be able to open that up on my own without thinking about any of that. So that's kind of usually what I do, as kind of like a first look at it. And for box 1, it was absolutely insane, and then, you know, I do feel unfortunate I didn't get to record it, but it is what it is. But in our first box, we ended up getting all of the commons, which is absolutely insane. I could not believe when I was going through it. I was like, at first I was like, no way, we're going to be missing at least a few, right? And no, we got all of the commons, which was insane. We got 63 out of 141 reverse hollows, which is kind of a lot, to be honest, but it was very surprising that we nearly got half of the reverse hollows. We got all of the hollows, which was, again, absolutely crazy. I forget how many hollows there are. You guys will see it on screen, but it did seem like there was quite a few hollows at least, but to be able to pull all of them, I thought was insane, especially with the rest of the pulls we got. Then we got 6 out of 15 EX, again, almost half. We got 2 out of the 7 A-Spec cards, which for A-Spec cards, it seemed to be about 2 per box, so it kind of seemed on average to get about 2, so I kind of figured that throughout this, you'll kind of see how it goes, but, you know, I was probably going to be able to complete them throughout this case. We got 3 out of 22 illustration rares. We got 2 out of 18 full arts. There are 12 Pokemon and 6 trainer full arts. We ended up getting 1 of each, so that was good. We got 1 special illustration rare, that being Salvatore. There are 6 Pokemon and 4 trainer special illustration rares, so we do have 1 trainer illustration rare so far, which is good because, of course, I love my full art trainers and special illustration trainers, so definitely trying to be able to get those. And then 1 gold card, which was the Gouging Fire, so it was a pretty insane box, in all honesty. Probably one of my best boxes in this case, but moving on forward, you guys will kind of see as I go box by box, like how well we ended up doing in getting to the road to completing a master set with just this case. It's pretty surprising. Now, box number 2, we only ended up getting 19 reverse hollows, so certainly not as many as before. We ended up getting 4 new EXs. We did end up getting 6 overall, so we ended up getting 6 EXs overall, like we did in the first box, but 4 of them were new, so just a couple of dupes there. We ended up getting 2 more ace spec cards, and again, both were new, so that was great. We ended up getting another 3 illustration rares, and we ended up getting 2 more full arts, 1 Pokemon and 1 trainer. Now, the unfortunate part is with this box, we didn't even get a special illustration rare or a gold card, which was kind of one of the most surprising things, and box 2 was honestly probably one of my worst boxes, which did worry me a bit. Like, after crushing the first box and seeing how bad the second box was, I was like, is this going to be the trend? And I will talk more about that later at the end of the video as well, giving my thoughts on that. But yeah, it was kind of scary when I opened that up because that was also on live stream. And box number 3, I also opened up on live stream. So when it came to this set, there were a bit better pulls in this set. So as far as the reverse holos go, we ended up doing, again, really well in this one. We ended up getting 39 reverse holos, which was fantastic. We ended up getting another 6 EXs, but we got 2 new ones, so we're only missing 3 there. Another 2 ace spec cards. Unfortunately, both of them were dupes, so we didn't move anywhere on that part for box 3. Another 3 illustration rares, so 9 out of 22 now. And then 3 full arts, so we ended up getting 3 Pokemon full arts, which was pretty good. And then we got another special illustration rare, that being the Raging Bolt. So that was very, very awesome to see. I was very surprised by that, especially because I kind of didn't even do the trick or anything or open them up like in a YouTube fashion. I just kind of filtered through them and just went straight to the banger card, and went straight to the banger card, which was Raging Bolt. So very beautiful card. I'm very happy to have pulled that. And yeah, box 3 turned out to kind of give me that bounce back from box 2. Now on to box number 4 for the reverse holos. We kind of went back down. We only ended up getting 9 new reverse holos, so we're at 130 out of 141. We ended up getting 4 total EXs, but we did pull 3 of the new, or the 3 that we were missing, so that was good. So now we are all done with all of the EX cards. And then this box, we only pulled 1 ace spec, which I thought was a little bit interesting. So again, that didn't seem like it seemed common enough throughout this case, but we did. Now again, that didn't seem like it was too common in this case because it was pretty much 2 per box besides this one, but it was a new one, so that's good. So we're at 5 out of 7. Yet again, we ended up pulling another 3 illustration rares, which was great. And then we ended up pulling another 2 new full art cards, one of which was a Pokemon and another trainer. And then we did end up pulling our second gold, that being the Iron Boulder EX. So it wasn't too bad of a box there, but box number 5 was probably my favorite just because of the card that we got in there. We ended up rounding out all of our reverse holos, so we ended up getting our last 11 that we needed. We did pull 6 EX cards, which I put it in there just so you guys can kind of see it because they are considered hits, but we did finish all the EX cards, so again, it didn't really matter too much for us there. And also in box number 5, we pulled, again, 2 ace spec cards, which were the last 2 we needed, so we also finished off all of the ace spec cards. We only got 2 illustration rares in this set, which was perfectly fine. And again, just to show you guys now, at box number 5, we have not gotten a single duplicate illustration rare, which has been absolutely crazy. I could not believe how well we did on not getting duplicates in this set, honestly. Besides just regular EXs, we rarely got any dupes. Actually, scratch that, we didn't get any dupes besides ace spec cards, so that was kind of crazy. We ended up getting 3 full arts, which we ended up getting 1 Pokemon and 2 trainers, so pretty big banger there. We ended up pulling 3 full arts, one of which was a Pokemon and 2 trainers, which also made this box really good. But the main thing that made this box really special was that we pulled the Iron Leaves EX Special Illustration Rare, which was an absolutely beautiful card. I absolutely loved it. Definitely one of my favorite cards, and I think at right now it may be one of the more valuable cards in the set. I think when I was watching Danny Phantom's video, he was mentioning that Bianca may be catching up to it, but regardless, it is still an incredibly beautiful card. I still, of course, want the other ones as well, of course, for the Master Set, but also just because they are just so beautiful. But yeah, very, very happy to have pulled that. And then yeah, box number 6, getting to the end of it, we ended up pulling another 6 EX cards, which again, we were already done with those. Another 2 ace spec cards, which we were already done with those. 3 illustration rares, so that puts us at 17 out of 22, and then another 3 full arts, which puts us at 15 out of 18. But unfortunately, with that being said as well, with box number 6, we ended up not getting a gold card or special illustration rare in there as well. So 2 out of the 6 boxes not getting a special illustration rare was a little tough. So where does that leave us? So as far as the main set goes, we honestly did very, very well, and we mastered the main set. Now again, to be able to get all of the commons in the first box was absolutely insane, but we got all of the reverse holos, all of the holos, which again came from all in the first box, all of the EX cards, and all of the ace spec cards. So we absolutely crushed it out of just our one case for the main set, which typically you hope that you'd be able to. Sometimes you may be missing a card here and there, but for the most part, you're hoping with a booster box case you'll be able to complete that, and I was able to, so that's always a good thing. But then to talk about the, I guess, extra set for the illustration rares, full arts, special illustration rares, and gold cards, we ended up ending up with 17 out of 22 illustration rares, so only missing 5. 15 out of 18 full arts, which we're only missing 3, 3 out of 10 special illustration rares, which yeah, it's a little rough, but still just about a third of them is still pretty good, 30%, and 2 out of 6 gold cards. So honestly, overall, I think we did very, very well for ourselves. Now, like I said with this case, the crazy thing was that we really didn't pull any duplicates besides, of course, regular EXs as well as some ace spec cards, but overall, we did not pull any duplicates of anything else. Now, if we count my pre-release kit, we only pulled a duplicate, again, besides other duplicate ace specs, we did pull one duplicate full art, that being the duplicate Iron Leaves full art. Besides that, though, we pretty much crushed it with no duplicates. And even with my first pre-release kit, the packs out of the pre-release kit actually, I ended up pulling a gold Raging Bolt EX. So obviously this doesn't count as part of the case, but for me personally, now I'm at 3 out of 6 gold, so I'm only missing half of them. But this is kind of looking at it at a smaller lens, because to me personally, I figured I would still be missing quite a few, special illustration rares, but at the end of the day, I know that with one case, 216 packs to say, this is where I got with it, I did an incredible job. Like, this case really did very well for me, but I know not everybody's going to be able to open up a case, or even to look at somebody else like Danny Phantom, for example, which, by the way, if you guys have not seen his video, definitely be sure to do so. He showed that he opened up 1,851 packs to master this whole set, which is absolutely insane. Because I even think about it, like I look at my booster box case and I'm like, I guess I could see it as well, but the thing, 6 booster boxes got me to where I am now, that I'm only missing 7 special illustration rares, 5 illustration rares, 3 full arts, and 3 golds. That it was going to take another 1,600 packs is absolutely insane. So I don't know, I think it's kind of nice to have both views on it though, to see like how much he had to spend, and he was also comparing it with like the Sword and Shield sets, and how, we kind of seem to be reverting back a little bit pull rates wise to potentially sets like that, for how many packs it took him to be able to pull these things. But to look at it at a smaller lens as well, from my perspective, to say like, well, a booster box costs, or a booster box case rather, costs about this much, and to say this is where I ended up, I'm gonna have to spend a little more money to be able to buy the rest of the cards for the master set, but overall I didn't have to spend too much more past the booster box case to be able to complete everything like he had to do with opening up 1,800 packs. Because you have to think too, like if you're thinking $3 to $4 a pack, and $3 is obviously generous, even $4 is kind of generous, to think to spend that much more like per pack is absolutely insane. But I think it is nice, like I said, to just look at both perspectives and kind of see, and kind of measure out like where you can kind of be at. And again, you may have better luck than him. You may have worse luck than him. You may have better luck than me or worse luck than me for opening up just a single case. But that's why I like doing this video. I think it just gives people a different perspective into being able to see like where you can kind of end up with these kinds of things, and to kind of show off like, hey, maybe the pull rates aren't as great. Maybe you don't want to open up too much, or if you do, open up sparingly and try to just buy singles, things like that. It just kind of gives you, again, a little bit of an idea as to what to look into in regards to this set, which is why I like being able to release this on release day as well. So wishing I could have released it a little sooner, but had other things going on. But at the end of the day, I really do enjoy this. I enjoy making these videos, and I hopefully you guys do enjoy these as well. And again, shout out to Danny Phantom as well, because being able to watch his video, I was able to get a little more of an insight and kind of throw this outro in here to just sort of talk a little bit more about it, because it did give me a bit of a different view, honestly, looking at it from a completely different angle than just from opening up my booster box case, because yeah, it's always nice just being able to have these different viewpoints. So definitely be sure to check that video out if you haven't. He's also giving away the master set binder as well for that set, so absolutely go ahead and be sure to do so if you guys aren't, for whatever reason, subscribed to him. But anyways, guys, that is it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. One last note, I am going to be doing a giveaway over on Twitter. If you guys haven't seen it already, I'm going to be giving away a Temporal Forces ETB. So if you guys want to go ahead and enter, the tweet will be down in the description to try and enter in for that giveaway as well. So now you can win even more stuff, opening up some packs, being able to potentially get a master set. Definitely take advantage of it. But that is it for the video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.